I'm Uwe Mau. I'm with Ambient Design in New Zealand, and I'm showing you a paint software here that works on Mac and Windows and iPad, and I'm showing you it on an HP TM2 tablet PC. So what we have here on the lower left, we have the tools. Here's an oil brush. Here you change the tool size, and you see that I can work with the harder I press. This is a pen pressure enabled tablet PC. I can change the color over here, and all our tools are simulating real behavior. So when you press hard here with a flat knife, the paint stays wet and you can mix it. And so you also can smear here with the oils. We have watercolors now, and all the tools are working. We're giving you not hundreds of brushes, we're giving you 20 tool engines basically. So we have oil and watercolor, a knife, an airbrush, a pen. So here the watercolors are quite interesting. It's mathematically very complicated to show watercolors. So here, if I change the color, you see how it blends and how realistic it looks. And as you see here, when I go through the presets, that the settings change. So you basically can make your own, change the settings around, and you can learn from our presets how to do your own brushes. And the paint stays wet. You can mix it, or let's first paint just with water. So here you see how realistic we simulate the water. We have multi-touch. I can zoom in, and also if you do not have multi-touch, we have like this new pack here that easily allows you to zoom in, to move around, or even to rotate your display. So we have glitter tools. Oh, I'm still painting with water, sorry. So we have glitter tools. Let me show you how to make gold. You would pick a yellow, dial in metallic, a little lighter, a little bit more red. So, and now with this knife here, I can show you how we blend our metallics and how realistic our metallics look. So that explains you a little bit the mathematical complications, the kind of computation you have to do. So that opposed to a typical photo editor, which only keeps track of per pixel of color and translucency. To get this kind of effect, we have to keep track of 5 times that more data in real time. We need to know for every pixel how much water is on that pixel, how much paint is on that pixel, how wet is it, how quick is it going to dry, how does it act with paint, how would it interact if it gets smeared with paint that has a lot more paint thinner on the next thing, and so on. So to simulate real paint in this form is quite mathematically complicating. Here, for instance, on the ink brush, we also have some nice settings that help you to paint nicer. Let me just open a new layer here. And what is the name of your magazine? Notebook Italia. Let's see. So if I would write Notebook Italia here, let's take smooth thing is against thing. Writing chisel. Notebook Italia. So you see what I do here, I have a smoothing function. So after I lift the pen, it smoothes it, and so you can adjust how much smoothing you want. So this smoothes maybe a little bit too much, but for the point of demonstrating it, I can show you on our layer systems. We have the full Photoshop blend modes, but here what I want to demonstrate is how to make a stencil from a layer. So now, if you select it here, you can move it around, you can scale it. So let me see, I would do make a little bit bigger, like it was before. Okay, so I made a stencil out of Notebook Italia. I showed you that I changed a layer and I can convert a layer into a stencil. That's really easy to comprehend. It's not as complicated as Photoshop layers. So let's make a shadow here. So I have my layer system. Let's make a new layer and go in with, like let's say, let's make a dark blue and use a paint roller to fill in some dark blue. Oops. Let's move this one out of the way. And let's see what we have if we move the stencil out of the way. So the darker shadow should be below. Now we move it, we just move the layers over here very easily. And now what we can do, we can transform layer contents, so I can move it here that it looks as if it has a shadow. Let's move a little bit to this side there, so this is probably pretty nice. And then again I could make like another color in the background, just with a fill function. It's easy to fill the whole layer here. Fill red. Fill this layer. Let me undo. I was on a layer that some of my text was before. Let's do a new layer and fill this one. Let's see what effect do we expect. Quite interesting. I must have had some interesting operations here. I don't know what happened. Okay, demo effect. Interesting. Can we edit that out? Okay, let's go into let's undo a few layers. So now I'm on the bottom and pick a roller, a different color, and I should be able to paint below this layer here a nice background. And you see the paint always mixes on the same layer. And our file format is such that when you save it in our format, then all the paint stays wet. You can work in it afterwards, and you can export everything into Photoshop, compatible layers and PSD files, and then you would have, of course, flat paints that you can't mix around anymore. One more thing I wanted to show you here, a little, I open a painting here with watercolors. Let's look at this one here. So as you can tell, I'm artistically not that inclined, but I took after Christmas a few painting lessons, and what I did here in my second painting class, I learned how to paint a watercolor. And what I have here is the different layers, the sky, the foregrounds, the forest, the trees, and so on. Let's, for instance, here the trees, I sketched them in, and then I realized they were too low, so I repositioned the trees afterwards. So these trees, you can see, you can always, as I showed you earlier, you can move them around freely. So that's the benefit of painting digitally, that you have all these layers. What is really nice, so in our new version here, is, let's make it a little smaller for the benefit of the demonstrations, is our watercolors. Let me show you how I painted the sky. I turn the layer off. You take a watercolor brush, you work on some blue,